Everyone who has ever succeeded in this life had reasons to fail. But one thing I have seen in all successful people is the act of courage and persistence, even when the stakes are not in their favor. Life is not meant to be easy for anyone, and it will take courage and boldness to confront the things that you fear in order to see your dreams and desires and wishes come true. You cannot achieve much in this world if you are a victim of excuses. You've got to take action, be responsible, and be liable for the consequences of your actions. What exactly is an excuse? In the court of law, an excuse is a defense in which a defendant argues that he or she was not liable for his or her actions at the time a law was broken, and thus he or she should not be held liable for a crime, a pretext, or a subterfuge, an explanation offered as a reason for being excused. Success in this life is overcoming many failures. Therefore, in this video, I want you to be motivated that no excuse is enough to stop what you are determined to achieve. An event took place in the Bible where at one point God wanted to give a promised land to the people that he chose to walk with. So in Numbers chapter 13, the Bible says that the Lord said to Moses, "Send men to explore Canaan, which I'm giving to the Israelites. Send one leader from each of their ancestors' tribes." So at the Lord's command, Moses sent these men from the desert of Paran, and all of them were leaders of the Israelites. When Moses sent them to explore Canaan, he told them, "Go through the Negev, and then into the mountain region, and see what the land is like, and whether the people living there are strong or weak, few or many. Is the land they live in good or bad? Do their cities have walls around them or not? Is the soil rich or poor? Does the land have trees or not? Do your best to bring back some fruits from the land." 40 days later, they came back from exploring the land. They came back to Moses, Aaron, and the whole community of Israel at Kadesh in the desert of Paran, and they gave their reports and showed them the fruit of the land. And this is what they reported to Moses: "We went to the land where you sent us, and it really is a land flowing with milk and honey. Here are some of its fruits. But the people who live there are strong, and the cities have walls and are very large. We even told the descendants of Anak there. The Amalekites live in the Negev, the Hittites, Jebusites, and the Amorites live in the mountain region, and the Canaanites live along the coast of the Mediterranean Sea and all along the Jordan River." And Caleb told the people to be quiet and listen to Moses. Then Caleb said, "Let's go now and take possession of the land. We should be more than able to conquer it." But the men who had gone with him said, "We can't attack those people. They're too strong for us." So they began to spread lies amongst the Israelites about the land that they had explored. And they said, "The land we explored is one that devours those who live there. And all the people we saw there were very tall. We saw Nephilim there, the descendants of Anak and Nephilim. We felt as small as grasshoppers, and that's how we must have looked to them." What exactly is my point of emphasis? All of these men were sent to the same land. They saw the same things, but their interpretation was different. While most of them saw the reasons why they couldn't take the land, Joshua and Caleb saw the reason why they could take the land. They excused their excuses and went for what they desired, despite all of the odds. And that is the same thing happening to most people day by day. We see great opportunities that need to be taken so that we can enter into the place of fulfillment and joy. But we most times lack the courage to confront our fears. We rather prefer to live in the limitations of our excuses instead of confronting the very thing that can move us into what we desire. Interestingly, those who came with the excuse that they couldn't inhabit the land were not able to possess the land, they and their descendants. It was only Joshua and Caleb and their descendants that were able to possess the land. What did they do different? They saw the same thing, but they interpreted differently. They had a victorious mindset. They never gave room for defeat and excuses. They saw the possibilities of all things for the people whose God is the God of Israel. Beloved, when you are faced with undoubtable challenges, when life presents to you a cocktail of crisis and turmoil, are you going to say like Joshua and Caleb said, "Then let us go, for we are able to conquer the land"? Or are you going to sigh with the masses and give up on your pursuit? The truth of the matter is that no matter who you are, life will never lower its standards for you. Like I said in the beginning, everyone who's ever succeeded in this life had reasons to fail. But how were they able to make it? When you listen to most successful and great achievers, the common denominator is that they always say, "I never gave up on my dreams, despite the uncertainties." Beloved, you must understand that the number one reason why many people fail is because of excuses. And that is why the Bible says in the book of Proverbs, chapter 26, from verse 13 to 15, that the slothful man saith, "There is a lion in the way." A lion is on the streets, and as the door turneth upon his hinges, so does the slothful upon his bed. The slothful hideth his hand in his bosom, it grieveth him to bring it again to his mouth. When it even comes to your faithfulness with God, it's something else. I have no idea what your excuse is for God or what the issue is. We all do it. We all give God excuses of why we cannot be faithful. We give excuses like, "Oh, I don't want to get dressed up to go to church. I need a break from dress clothes. I think I'm gonna stay home. The building gets so hot this time of the year. The building is kept so cold. Every time I go to church, they're always asking for money. The people I sat next to didn't talk to me, and they didn't seem so friendly. The pews are too hard and hurt my back and are so uncomfortable. The service times just don't fit into my schedule. That place is filled with a bunch of hypocrites. That pastor is so long-winded that by the time he's done, the restaurants have a long wait just to get a table." I want to encourage you this day to get rid of your excuse and commit yourself entirely to being faithful to God. The Bible says, "Whatever your hand finds to do, do it diligently, and the Lord will bless you." God bless you.